Journalist Ken Klippenstein has a report out in the Daily Beast about Donald Trump's recent trip to Saudi Arabia. And it reads like a bad comedy movie. So look at this. During the presidential campaign, Donald Trump attacked Hillary Clinton for accepting money from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, complaining during one of the debates, "These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money." That was, of course, before he made his first visit as president to Saudi Arabia and accepted dozens of gifts from the kingdom. In fact, during Trump's visit, the White House accepted at least 83 separate gifts from Saudi Arabia, according to a document the Daily Beast has obtained via a Freedom of Information Act request to the State Department. The gifts range from the regal artwork featuring picture of President Trump to the martial, multiple swords, daggers, leather ammo holders and holsters, and the Baroque, tiger and cheetah fur robes, and a dagger made of pure silver with a mother-of-pearl sheath. Now when the president is contemplating the state of Saudi women's rights, he can do so before a large canvas artwork depicting a Saudi woman. So I went through the list, and by the way, you can check it out. I'll leave the link in the video description box to the original piece, and you can read through the different things he got. It's ridiculous. It's like a bad comedy movie. I mean, they give him leather sandals. You have some of the funnier examples here. Artwork of himself. They're giving him a painting of himself. Oh, come on. A pure silver dagger. Tiger and cheetah fur robes. I mean, this is like... You couldn't have a Hollywood director write it better. But as ridiculous as the list is, and as funny as it is, think about what's happening here. Why are they doing that? Why are they? And who knows what the total sum in gifts that they're giving him is? Like, how much money is all this stuff worth? I'm guessing it's worth a lot of fucking money overall. So why are they doing that? Why are they giving him gifts? Well, the answer is easy. They're trying to curry favor. I mean, you had a deal. Remember, a deal was announced between the United States and Saudi Arabia that were arming them to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars as they massacre women, children, civilians in Yemen. And they're blockading the country, so there's a fucking cholera outbreak. They don't have basic medicine. Little kids are starving. That's literal. So they're absolutely destroying a country. They're obliterating a country. And we're arming them to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars as they bomb open-air markets and mosques and hospitals and schools for the blind. And we're doing all that and taking gifts. And that's to say nothing of the domestic situation in Saudi Arabia, which Ken Klippenstein alluded to here. I mean, look, we're talking about a country that treats women as second-class citizens. They make the women cover up from head to toe. They need a guardian to go somewhere. They're not allowed to drive. They say all atheists are terrorists in Saudi Arabia. This is a tyrannical, theocratic, far-right, absolute monarchy and dictatorship. And then we're going to pretend like we care about freedom and liberty and democracy and human rights as we prop up probably the worst offending regime on the planet that's against all those things. Why? Because they're our business partner, and look at this. Oh, you give them some gifts, and the Americans do whatever you want. They're corrupt. That's what's happening here. And where on God's green earth are the 8,000 articles talking about Donald Trump being a puppet of the Saudi regime? Imagine for just a second, the facts were he took 83 gifts like this from Russia. Every fucking publication under the sun would say, oh my God, see, this is the proof that we need. This is the smoking gun. Donald Trump is a puppet of the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin. And guess what? In that instance, they would be correct if these were the facts in the Russia situation. Of course, it's not the facts in the Russia situation, but you will see more articles today about how Trump is a puppet of Vladimir Putin in the Kremlin than you will see articles that Trump is a puppet of Saudi Arabia, when we know they gave 83 ridiculous gifts to him. And he gave them, what was it, over a $300 billion deal in weapons and money? So we can just fork over gobs and gobs of cash to them and money to them. Well, cash and money, same thing. Wow, that was weird. We can gob over weapons to them all day long. They can do whatever they want with it. And they give our politicians gifts. By the way, it's not just Trump they gave gifts to. They probably gave it to all the people who were with him on when he went on the trip there. But nobody says in the mainstream media, hey, looks like this is not ethical or moral. It looks like this might be corruption. It looks like they may be trying to buy favors. It looks like Trump may be a puppet of Saudi Arabia. And shock, every fucking foreign policy decision he's made that affects that region, it's on the side of Saudi Arabia. And this is a guy who used to say, before he was president, Saudi Arabia is, the largest funder of terrorism. Saudi Arabia was partly responsible for funding the people who did 9/11. And he was right. But now that he's president, fuck all that. Corruption all day long, baby. Gimme. You give me gifts, I give you favors. But not a single idiot in the establishment media will say, this is him being a puppet of Saudi Arabia. But he's a puppet of Russia, even though he's not taking 83 gifts from them. But Saudi Arabia, notice how whenever it's an ally of ours, they get a full pass. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So if the U.S. gives hundreds of billions of dollars worth of weapons to Israel, and Israel showers our guys with gifts and money and all that shit, doesn't count. It doesn't count that we turned a blind eye to their apartheid and their occupation and their destruction of Gaza. It doesn't count. No politician in the U.S. is a puppet of the Israeli government. It's not possible, even when they are. It's not possible. And it's not possible that a U.S. politician is a puppet of Saudi Arabia, even though they are. But Russia, with no evidence, they're a puppet of Russia. It's fucking frustrating, man. It is really fucking frustrating. And I've pointed out a million examples of this. Did you know Donald Trump registered businesses in Saudi Arabia when he was running for president on the campaign trail? He registered 8 or 12 or something like that new businesses in Saudi Arabia. And not a single person said, hey, maybe there's a conflict of interest here. Nobody said it. Not a single fucking person said it. But again, Russia with less evidence, oh my God, puppet of Russia. Puppet of fucking Saudi Arabia all day long. Ken Klippenstein did a great job through the Freedom of Information Act, released 83 fucking gifts that they received, and nobody says it. This system is broken, and the media is fucking broken, and it's the saddest thing ever.